if you feel intimidated when you hear somebody play something like drop 2, you don't understand that, in this video I'm going to make that extremely clear to you so that you'll be able to play that anytime, in any song, anywhere, with no problems. Remember, we are on the mission to break the wall from being just in the intermediate, being stuck for years, to more advanced player. In our journey to break the wall from being an intermediate player to a more advanced player, we have to actually conquer a lot of different concepts. We have to master them, and one of them is a very, very interesting concept, which is just drop 2. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build them and how you can use them in your playing. Stay put. This is a very, very important lesson that you need to watch all the way to the end for you to actually understand the full concept of it. Drop 2. You probably hear drop 2 everywhere. If you Google drop 2 or you go to YouTube, you're gonna see a lot of explanation about drop 2. Some easy, some not too easy, or there sometimes makes it a bit more complicated, but it's very simple, very simple. The first thing that you have to do in drop 2 is to know what is a triad. If you can build a triad, you already know how to build drop 2. This is a triad. A triad has 3 notes, and it forms a chord, as you can see. This is also a chord. It's a 2-note chord, but it's a triad. This is a triad. And for you to build a drop 2, you have to look at the highest note, the second highest, and the lowest. So what you're going to do, you're going to get this second lowest right here, which is E. We're going to bring it here. We'll do it again. C, E, G, 1, 3, 5. We're going to just bring it right here. The second. Because it's first, this is the second, this is 2. We drop it all the way here. This is how simple it is. I could say just bye and then it's over. But no, there's way more to it. But this is the simplest way we can build it. So what I did is I have this C, E, G. I have the E right here. See here what I have right here. This is D, F, and A, but I have this is I inverted, and I have the 2 right here. Drop 2. This is one way you actually can practice it here. Okay, remember, whenever you invert it, you have to always remember, in that case, because it is a 3-note chord, we could say the middle note is right here. See, let's say if I wanted to do this is F, this is root position, first inversion and second inversion. So what we have right here, this is a second inversion, root, first, second. Okay, now we're gonna get the F right here, just leave it here. But to make it sound nice, you don't just play it like this, you're going to do like this. Then here also, then here also. You could actually practice that. I'm going very slow. I have one of my subscribers who told me that I need to go a bit slower. You know, sometimes in your head you're going fast because you used to the concept, but I'm thinking of my students also who are learning. And I know a lot of you ask me about course. The course is coming, but for now let's just give you some freebies. All right, so this is drop 2. Practice them the way I do it. See, this is A minor, by the way. This is B diminished, it's right here, but I invert it with B, the bass. All right, So this is just in the key of C. We're gonna move it to other keys for you to understand it better as you're playing gospel music. Okay, I think so far you understand quite well how to build drop 2. We're gonna do it in the key of C sharp. All right, this is C sharp. This is C sharp, F, and G sharp. Or you could do D flat, F, and A flat. However you want to call it, however you feel comfortable. Now we're going to invert it. So whenever we invert this chords, we always use the second highest. This is the first highest, the second right here, and this is the lowest. So we get this F right here. I'm going to play F sharp, but I'm going to play this inversion instead, because I come from C sharp. This is voice leading, okay? This is a concept I'm also going to discuss with you, okay? Okay? See, this is the whole scale of chords with this, the key of C. Again. I like to go like this. All right, C sharp. The key of D. You actually can use any key you want to practice that, okay? This is the key of E flat. Remember, if you invert it, make sure that the second highest is the bass. All right, it's nice. When you create that drop 2, it gives you a very open sound. That is different from just playing something that is like this. It's different, but when you have that, all right. Now the drop 2 does not only apply to 3-note. You could have a 4-note chord and you still have a drop 2, and this is what we're going to discuss in the next lesson. And like we said, we're going to actually show you how to build a drop 2 when you use it 4-note instead of just 3. We had the triad C, E, G, and we just drop it right here. But what if we have this? A C7, same concept. This is the highest, the second, the third lowest, the very bottom. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the second one. Here also, see? F major 7, but we have the C as the second lowest. We drop it from here all the way here. Then if I were to do C major 7, I will do this. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving nobody behind. Look at this. Okay, G7. Then here we can do this for, yes. This also is a drop 2 because I wanted to play this, but I leave it here for that one. Okay. Now here also is a drop 2. Why? Look at this. I just double it and use that extra note, which is not really needed, but it will just make it sound a bit for arpeggio purposes here. This is a drop 2 also. Why? Because look at this. First highest, the second one, I just drop it here. This is a drop 2 also. See, Actually, this is a drop 2. That if we want to do this, this is a drop 2 right here. Look at this. This is F, but it's a D minor 7. But the D is right here in the bass as a drop 2. So, in our journey to conquer that wall of that we need to break down to get into the advanced concept, to sound like the pro, we have to master those concepts in every key, not just the key of C, not just the key of E, not just the key of F or F sharp. We have to actually do everything we can, just learn them. See, this is dropped right here. What is this? Is C sharp, and I have the 2 right here. Okay? C sharp added 9. Again, this right here. Now, what we're gonna do next is just to use a song and see how we can apply that in real life. Okay, let's just pick a song. The song we're gonna pick is Draw Me Nearer. Okay, let's do Draw Me Nearer. Okay? See? I do. Chord, okay, but what it is look at this. Draw. This is G, C, and E, but the C is right here. See? Draw me near. Okay? Draw. Okay, so those are small chords, but they're very open. They make it sound open. Let me do again. See right here, this is a G 7, diminished 7, but I have dropped right here. Instead of playing this here, I just have the C sharp right here. It's right here. This is extremely important. Sometimes instead of playing those big chords, which can get you confused, you could start learning just little chords. Like Barry Harris said, just little chords. You master them. Again. Little chords. And when you go back to the C7 we talked about, we have it here. We start practicing those big, I mean, it's a bit bigger than the first one, but at least it is still the drop twos, because it doesn't have to be three. Only you can have even if you have a 5-note chord. For those who have long fingers, like I do, here, this is drop two still. This is the top, the second. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about. See here? This is drop two. This is the second. It's right here. Now I can drop here, and then you just do a mixture of big chords and small chords. All right. So we have it. Drumming here. See, drop two. See? What I just did is just now, this is just me putting octave, you know. I just double the note. See? Okay. This is in the key of C sharp, okay? So whichever key you are, just practice, because gospel musicians, they do use a lot of drop twos because they want to have their sound a lot more open. They don't want something to sometimes all the time clustered, you know. And then those sound pretty nice. As you move the 10th all the way, then I'm going to fall on the D minor, but I just use just drop two. Drop two still. I can do this is sus chord, which is always sweet to the ear. Okay, and then even if you have the second, what they call a sus2, you still can use drop two with it, and I'm going to use that in the next concept, the next lesson. All right, so we have here drop two, but this time I'm using sus2 with a drop two. This sounds really nice. Drop two, drop two. So you actually use that with the sus2 in any key you are in. If you're in the key of F, this is it right here. If you're in the key of B flat, this is it right here. Okay? Key of E flat, that is right here. Why, look at this. This is the first highest, second. If you're in the key of F sharp, we can do this. This is a 5 going to 1, which is F sharp. If you're in the key of F sharp. And if we are in the key of, let's say, the key of A, that's right here. Look at this. highest, second. I'm still using drop 2. This is Blessed Assurance. Let me show you. See, 6 going to the 2. This I just did drop 2. This is drop 2. This is a walk up. I can just go to 1 or just go to just to create surprises. Resolve it. So use drop 2. Use drop 2 in a lot of your songs instead of having just to play the whole like this here with the bass here. No, just use that. Drop 2, drop 2, again drop 2. Again, this is drop 2. Then I go to a sus 2. And if you're doing it with the 4-note chord, all you have to do is just use that. If I'm in D minor, all you have to do is just drop it here. Then here, this also is a drop 2. Well, technically here, okay? Because I wanted to play this, what I just did here. If I wanted to play this, that would be the drop 2 here. That's what I wanted to do, but I just dropped the 2 here. Okay, we can use another song like Because He Lives. Okay, because I live just using drop 2. All you have to do, just know just the top note, keep going up. Just practice it. Keep practicing all the way up and down. This is all drop 2. Drop 2s. See, right here. Like the song Because He Lives. is all using drop tools. You can use it in triad, just 3 notes, or 4 notes, right here, in any key you are. I hope this is making sense to you. That's clear enough for you to understand. And what you need to do is just actually practice that all the time. Practice it. Because practice actually do make perfect. You gotta practice. Anybody you see, you think like this, oh, this person is a genius. Well, trust me, they do practice a lot, okay? They put a lot of hours. You know, if you refuse to practice, you're not going to get where you actually want to get. And it's going to be extremely tough for you to break that wall. It's going to be tough for you to stop sounding just basic. And also, once you finish your practice those, your favorite hymns that you actually know, you just go and actually play that. See, I'm just using drop tools. You play that using the concept that you just learned. And I wanted to make sure that this video is pretty slow. I don't go fast with it because I don't want to leave anybody behind. And I read your comments. I do reply to all your comments, okay? So keep putting them. And then based on what you guys tell me, write me, I'm going to do a video on that for you to understand that, because I want you to break that wall. I want you to actually sound pretty confident and also pretty advanced. And then when you hear something, you're like, oh, I know exactly what that chord is, and I know what it is. So when you hear those pretty fancy stuff, you know, oh, I know this is drop 2, because I learned that from JonasKeyz. All right, so make sure that you understand that, and not only that, but apply it in your playing. So use different keys. All right, so please don't forget to subscribe and share this video and leave me a comment, and keep following, keep checking video every week. We're gonna post something for you, usually on the weekends, on Saturdays, and then so that you could actually move from being just an intermediate, for even some of you, some basic, to more advanced. I'm gonna explain that to you exactly how it works. See you in the next video.